Welcome to the OEN Podcast, the podcast about opinions, events, and overall nothingness. We will discuss whatever is on our minds today, and we may or may not accomplish anything with it, but hopefully it will be enjoyable. Also, there is a good chance that listener discretion is advised. So please have a listen and let us know what you think about the discussion.
But we got the weekend coming up. So
if I could get there in one piece, I don't know. Done jacked my ankle, still got it slightly jacked back, fell down the stairs, hurt my thumb. So, my luck, I probably broke it all.
you'll be all right. You'll be all right. It'll be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So, just real quick, give kind of your background within the OCR thing, just to kind of, because like I said, this is not an OCR centric like podcast, but there's going to be times like right now it's going to be very race centric, just because of what we got coming up.
Yeah. So how long I've been racing, or how long it goes back to me getting to the entire process.
Well, just a broad overview of, kind of where you started and where you're at.
Well, I mean, technically I really started with OCR April 2017, because that's when I discovered Spartan OCR, a month before I had Roux-en-Y bypass. And so when my son had a Cub Scout badge he had to earn that required hiking at Hanging Rock, it was the perfect opportunity to really see if I had that in me. So I was like, screw it. It's going to be hard. It's going to suck on my knees, but I got to do this to lose weight for surgery anyways. So I went with him on his hike, and it was awful, but I at least could push through the pain to do it. And so that's where everything cemented that I wanted to do it. So almost 8 years ago.
And you're how tall?
4'10".
4'10". And you weighed how much?
Highest known clocked is 240.
All right. So you were a bit fluffy.
Yeah. Now, the day of that hike, I was 220.
Okay.
So I'd lost 20 pounds in the process. So when I say last known 240, I know that wasn't my biggest, but that was the first time I had been weighed in like 10 years. So that day I was 220 of the hike. So I was like, well, shit, if I can do this at 220, I mean, I can do 5 miles.
Yeah.
So.
And so that was 2017. So now 7 years later.
I've been racing almost 4 years.
And got how many races?
I'm about to go back and subtract. I just know right now, if I stay on track, Worlds will be my 100th.
Nice.
But I really suck at keeping count at races, so I've miscounted I don't know how many times.
Okay, but you're at least in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't have 10 races between now and Worlds anyway. So,
no.
Yeah.
And I'm not counting that hurricane heat in Nashville.
Me either, because I'm not doing it. So
I got roped into it. It's Angie's fault.
Yeah. So hopefully y'all have fun. I don't have any desire, but like the whole reason for even doing this one tonight is because what do we got going on this weekend?
We got Toughest.
We have got Tough Mudder, Toughest.
And I've been trying to decide whose fault is Toughest. Whose fault is the Holy Grail? I don't know who started that one.
Joy.
Joy. So this is all Joy's fault.
Right. Joy mentioned last year about doing the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
And since I had to move my Worlds to this year, when she mentioned Holy Grail, I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. So we did St. Louis, Infinity, which for people that don't know is an 8 hour event. And you do one 10-mile loop, you do one 5 mile loop, and then you do as many loops after that as you want. I think we did 14 miles that weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brutal,
And
brutal.
so
And that was awful.
we had time to do one more lap, but we just didn't do it. So,
No, that was a matter of there came a point when we hit those stadium stairs, and I remember thinking, I wanted to do a different infinity. And you're all like, I don't do hills. We did stairs. Oh, we
well,
did stadium
I
stairs.
didn't know we were doing a racetrack. So, I was still
But
fun.
so
I had never been to St. Louis. None of us had ever been to St. Louis. So we did. We got to do that. We got to do Sunday Fun Day with the regular Tough Mudder crew.
yeah, y'all did. I didn't do Sunday Fun Day. I was zapped.
Oh, that's right, that's right. But then we got to go do some sightseeing. Went up in the arch, all that.
Hmm.
So it was a good trip. So this weekend we're in Chicago and doing a 12-hour overnight Tough Mudder Toughest, a 5 mile loop, 20 obstacles, and we do as many loops as we can during those 12 hours from 8 at night to 8 in the morning.
Yep.
And so we'll go out there, we'll do one lap at a time. And every time we get done with one, if we're ready to do another, we go out and we do another. And we just see how
Now, I
many we
mean,
can get.
I, I feel real nervous, but I feel real nervous because it's a new experience.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't at all actually feel the impending doom we felt going to an ultra.
I definitely felt an impending doom going to an ultra. So,
I don't know. I'm a lot more looking forward to the whole teeny tiny waist pack versus a big old buck off backpack.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, the fact that it's 5 mile loops and not
Hmm.
16-mile loops is a big difference. So I've got a lot better. I got a lot better. I'm not near as nervous for this
Yeah,
because literally they're 5 miles. You do five
yeah.
miles, you go in, you get something to eat or whatever, or you just keep going. I mean, honestly, we will probably do the first 3 laps without even stopping.
That's my plan.
Yeah. I mean, because we've done 15 miles easy in a beast. So a 15-mile race is nothing. So we go and we do that, and then after that we start getting things to skip obstacles. So
And so I paid attention kind of slightly at Barbarian when I was going at it solo. I've probably been out there a good, where'd it go?
you just lit up.
Okay, there
Now,
we go. I don't
now
know what happened.
you got lit up. Okay, now you're dark.
I don't know what's
So
going on.
you're
I mean, it is getting darker here.
yeah, you're barely showing up.
How did I get lit up earlier?
I don't know. When you said where'd it go, you got lit up. Yeah, now
Okay.
you're lit up.
Okay, so I can't see you, but that's all good because you can see me really well.
You're not missing anything. So yeah, you're all good.
All right. So, anyways, where were we?
Um, oh, when you said when you were doing Barbarian solo, you were
It had to. I probably hit about mile 4 where I felt I needed to eat. And at Barbarian, you got the heat, you got the hella inclines, and then you got the more strength based obstacles. And with the heat, you got the sweating, so it's burning extra calories. I really feel I can pull at least, and I kind of want to bet on it, 2 laps without anything.
okay.
Because I want to pull 2 laps without a waist pack.
Okay, I've
The
asked
more,
10 miles.
but my skirt has the pockets, and I can easily fit probably a good 4 snacks in pockets. I
Okay,
know me. I know how to fit stuff.
okay, that'll work. And
Um,
the first lap is a sprint lap anyway.
Yeah.
except for I think Mutterhorn will be open, but everything else, for the most part, except for the hills, are closed.
Fucking
So I
Matterhorn.
know, I know. We'll get you up it.
One way
I'm
or the other.
I'm actually gonna try the way that Brent showed me when we
Going up
were
the
in.
side.
Yeah, going upside. As long as the tape is in the right spot, we can use that side. So
Okay.
if nobody's there, if Joe or somebody's not there doing the Mutterhorn Angels, then I'll try to do that side. If not, then we'll just you know we'll get through it like we are the walls. We just got to help each
Well,
other.
I
So
yeah. I just look forward to the moment I can finally climb Matterhorn without flipping the fuck out. That would just be great.
it'll happen.
I figure probably by the end of toughest, I'll be over it and I'll be good.
Well, you figure if we do 4, 5, 6 laps, then that's 4, 5, 6 times you get to do it.
Yeah, touche. If
Yeah,
I'm not over it by toughest, by God at Worlds. I mean,
true.
we got a bit of a goal there.
Yep. Yeah, we do.
I mean, I did ask to do Worlds at some point. I just had a different goal. Yours is a little bit bigger than mine.
Uh, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
There's a hashtag your fault.
Yeah, the mileage is my fault. I will admit that the mileage is my fault. So,
Well, the
but
biggest, but
good.
with toughest, it is just just do one more lap. Just do one more lap, and try to spend as least amount of time as pit could be a good goal. I think my biggest is just staying awake and active for the entirety of it, going into Elizabeth's hot lap for 100th Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing is I just don't want to pause, sit, rest it out, take a nap. I want to pull the full 12 hours.
Yep. I'm with
I
you.
will say I felt slightly challenged by somebody to do it, so I feel I'm going to do it.
Challenged by somebody.
Mhm.
Okay. I probably know who.
Probably, but it's like
Okay.
the worst thing to do is tell me or make me feel challenged in doing it because I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. So that'll work. That'll work. So just
But I mean, I also look at it this way: this is uncharted territory for my shit. So if I have to listen to my body and go, "Hey, this is too much. I need to pull in this pit," I also can then in turn be acting pit crew for y'all out there. I'm still being active and I'm still awake. So I've
yeah.
thought of things because I know how I get on myself. So I have backup plans so I don't beat myself up.
Okay. That works. I don't see that happening. Unless you just get frozen, which at 70 degrees, I don't know if that's actually going to happen.
I don't
Um,
either. I
Especially
don't
with
think
the
so.
frog skins, I think you're going to be fine.
Well, I mean, Amanda really stressed that cold, but she did loan me her frog skin hood. And then there's the one that I also bought on Amazon. So if need be, I can definitely layer the head too.
Yeah. So I tried my frog skin. So my bottoms I know fit because I used them at Tough Mudder earlier this year.
Yeah.
I tried the top on yesterday. Um, it ain't pretty, but it fits. So
We're not going for pretty. We're
yeah,
going for muddy.
good thing.
And
Because
it's nighttime.
I don't know if there's
It's not,
enough. There's not enough dark to hide that. So
I'm gonna be more concerned about the cornfields than how anybody looks and hauling ass.
we got cornfields.
Yeah. Or yeah. Because I told you, I don't do cornfields at night. Movie signs scarred
Yeah,
me. And there's cornfields.
we're at an airport.
You look up the pictures of that one of the toughest there, and there's pictures of people going not like through the cornfield, but there's like a path cut through it,
Oh wow. Okay.
and they were doing what looked like a sandbag carry, so I figured that was probably a penalty at that one,
So
but it was an overhead picture.
okay. I know according to the map, um, there. I think there's a log carry.
Okay,
I think. Hang on, I'll pull it up.
I know
So
there is a log carry. I just don't know what we're I think it's in one of those first few waves that open around 9.
Let's see. I'm looking it up real quick because I got the map here. I just gotta be able to pull it up. Let's see.
I'm still trying to make sure I got
Okay.
all the food I need
So,
or think I need.
so here, so I know you can't actually see it. There you go. You're back. You can't actually see it, but um, I want to say the very first obstacle called Lumberjacked um, is the is a carry maybe, and then you got Sack Up, which I believe is a carry, the sandbag carry.
Yeah, I believe
So
I remember seeing Sack Up on the Infinity map, and we did Sack Up on them stadium stairs.
okay, so that I believe that is the sandbag carry. Um, we yeah, I don't know if there's any cornfields, but there's definitely some fields in that area. So, except I know
It's just
you can't see the map, but it's up on the screen right now.
yeah.
So
It's just it's more humor and an old running joke from more back home. It is one of those inside jokes that unless you were there, you'll never get it. But
sack
oh,
up
take all the
sack up doesn't
yeah.
even open till 9:30.
I like the obstacle staggerings being
Yeah.
open like that.
So 9 o'clock lumberjack mud mile kiss of mud. 9:30 sack up block nest Berlin walls. 10 o'clock funky monkey ladder to hell. 10:30 well swung. There's mine. Pyramid scheme. 11 cage crawl just the tip. 11:30 Everest Arctic Enema, and then at midnight EST.
Yeah,
So,
well, pretty much all of us go to penalty.
well, at least there's only one electric obstacle, so I only have to skip that one.
Yeah,
So,
but they didn't have both electrical obstacles mandatory at Infinity either, though.
mm,
As a matter of fact, I think one we I think was closed when we walked by on the first loop.
we thought it was.
Yeah,
It
because
was,
there wasn't even no
yeah.
volunteer there.
Well, it was later on we found it, and it took a ban from all of us.
Oh, they did. I don't
Yep,
even remember.
yep.
That race broke my head. I don't remember.
That was yeah, it was there, but
Well, I gave up a band then
it was
because I was with
only
y'all.
it was only on the 10 mile. It wasn't
Yeah,
on the 5 mile.
I vaguely remember at the very end because I remember doing one more extra penalty than originally counted, and that must have been from that.
Yeah, it must have been because
Because
we
I
go ahead.
was it. I did 4 penalties after loop 1 because I gave up a band at Funky Monkey. And then on loop 2, yeah, I did 4 penalties because we did give up another band.
So I did either one or two penalties on lap 2. Lap 1 I
I
basically did the max.
I gave up a band at Arctic Enema because I was frozen by lap 2.
Well, it was deep as hell too.
I just could not. I couldn't really even make myself technically do it the first time. I followed what Joy did. I got into the really so fucking unnecessary. Anyways, I got into the first pool, got out, second pool, got out, third pool, and then swam with the rope. And that's what me and Joy did.
Yeah.
On the first one, I was too frozen to even do that. I just said here, band, and kept going, and my back was locking up too.
Let's see.
So I had to keep moving.
So
That is,
Arctic Enema for this one is one of those mandatory completions. There's no band.
yeah.
So,
Hey, cat. Stop that. So wait, Arctic Enema, we do or we don't have to?
you do. So
Okay.
everything is mandatory unless it's a penalty, and
Okay.
then you do the penalty. You can skip it and do the penalty. But
Okay.
the mandatories are Abseil, whatever that is, the Creek Crusades, which is nothing but a creek crossing, Cliffhanger, Mudderhorn, Lumberjack, Mud Mile, Kiss of Mud, Sack Up, Block Nests, Berlin Walls, Ladder to Hell, Pyramid Scheme, Cage Crawl, and Arctic Enema are all
Okay.
mandatory.
That's right,
And
because
then,
I'm not used to mandatory.
yeah, we only have four penalty things, which are the hard ones: Funky Monkey, Well Swung, Just the Tip, Everest, and EST.
I've been watching some videos on Funky Monkey as far as going into the first transition, because the video was saying it's like hand placement and how if you do it just right, it'll just catapult you. You just keep going with the
Yep,
momentum.
yep.
And it's something like the way you want to grab with your hands towards you for when you flip it, something like that. But when you go to the next side, you'll be set up perfectly to grab the right way.
So the very first time I got on Funky Monkey, I made it,
Yeah.
and I ain't made it since. So I
Well,
am
you're
1 for 18 on that one.
but you're coming in with your own injuries as well with this race.
True, but I mean, this was, the my first Tough Mudder was 2017.
Yeah.
So, I already had the nerve damage in the hand and all that stuff, but I was able to get it. But I ain't been able to
Yeah.
get it since then.
My first Tough Mudder was 22, and I didn't like it.
No, I remember that because it was Atlanta 22.
It was fucking cold.
Yep, it was cold.
But then when I finally got to do a warm weather Tough Mudder last April in Atlanta, and I got to be covered head to toe in mud, freaking loved it.
Mm.
So we'll see how much I like it at 70 degrees.
Yeah, we've definitely had colder. Um,
Yeah.
I want to say it was like 2019, I think. It rained on us,
Yeah.
and it the basically the sun never came out. So
Yeah.
it's March in Georgia or April in Georgia, whatever it was, and it rained on us. And out of 26 obstacles, 13 of them got you wet. So we
Yeah.
stayed wet the entire day. It was windy. There was no sun. We were freezing the entire day. And it was
No, thank
actually
you.
that was that was I think Holly's first Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
Her and her sister Carrie and me and Andy, the four of us ran that day.
Yeah.
And always made fun because Arctic Enema had a it didn't have a wall like it does now that you had to go under. It just had
Yeah.
this chain link fence, but the fence was about that high above the water. So it
Yeah.
was probably 4 to 6 inches above the water.
Yeah.
So Holly was able to actually go under it without getting her hair wet. So when we got done and we were driving home, I called Andrew and I'm like, yeah, I said Arctic Denim was so lame, even Holly did it. So that was how we,
That's great.
yeah, that was a lame ass Arctic Denim. But that followed up the year before that had the cage over it
Yeah.
because they had done World's Toughest at Atlanta, and they
Yeah.
had Arctic Enema set up for that, and it had a cage over half of it. So you had one wall you went under, you had a second wall, but between the two walls there was a cage, and so it was
Well,
just like cage crawl.
in theory, that's what we'll have this Saturday. I
Uh,
know it listed two separately,
yeah, there is
but if
cage crawl.
you remember the map for toughest, the one that Amanda did in May, it also listed them separately, but then they weren't.
Hmm. Well, we'll see.
So I'm just going in expecting it. So at least when I pop up, if nothing's over me, cool beans. If something's over my head, I was prepared mentally
Yeah.
at least.
Well, and you think about it, we're going to walk past it a couple of times, so
Yeah.
we'll be able to see it before we actually have to get in it because it doesn't open up till 11:30.
Yeah.
So
I just hope I've formulated a good nutrition after the first couple of miles when the full belly starts to be emptied out.
yeah, it should do
Because
good.
I forgot about the all obstacle thing because I'm not used to mandatory obstacles. But then at Infinity, I didn't really eat that much at Infinity.
Yeah,
And I did all obstacles we were supposed to there. And if I didn't do it, I handed over a band.
yeah, but you weren't good for the next day,
No.
right? So this one you got to go through the night and still do the 5 mile the next morning.
Wait, was it nutrition? It was more because I got Infinity mentally kicked my ass.
Oh,
I can't remember. And that one I'd have to go check my notes because, I put notes down for my book, but I think it was mentally. I'm good. I'm so good.
I got you.
But I can't recall. I might have felt physically off, one or the other. No,
Yeah.
wait, no, I know what it was. I didn't have the money to register for it because I've been off work. That's why I didn't do it.
Okay, all right, I got you.
But I really didn't care at that point. Like I
Yeah,
had no FOMO because mentally I was out of it, and I enjoyed taking photos anyways.
yeah. Actually, you take really good photos, so I like it when you take the pictures. So
Thank you, I appreciate that. I hate we can't do it at toughest, but we don't have time really anyways.
no, I'd considered taking my action camera, my GoPro knockoff thing, and I thought, nah, I don't want to have to keep up with it and worry about batteries. We're just gonna, we'll take pictures in the pits and before and after and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah,
during, it's more of a goal thing than it is, we'll have the memories. We just won't have the pictures.
pretty much.
So I'm fine.
And I mean, we will have pictures. We'll just have the X'd out picture things.
Yeah, yeah, because I ain't paying for that. That was that
I'll
was used to, that was the good thing about OCR. It's like you could go and run your race and you get free pictures, and now it's like nope. So now they're already pricing themselves to where nobody can do it anymore, and not only can nobody do it, now you got to pay for the pictures. So they're basically running themselves out of business.
I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, I got an understood worlds costing because from my understanding, that's all for a while now you've had to pay there. And I understand having to pay at Greece. That's a championship weekend. Like I can get some of them, but not sprint after sprint and super after
Yeah,
super. I mean, it's the same shit over
yeah,
and over. It's stupid.
I get it. Just a regular Asheville, Fayetteville, Atlanta weekend. No, I mean something special, maybe. But again, most of those people, especially people doing toughest and Holy Grail or anything like that, they're not doing it for the pictures. They're doing it for
Mm-mm.
themselves.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
and so I bet they don't really, unless somebody like an adaptive or something's doing it, I don't see them selling a whole lot of picture things for the weekends because people aren't there to do the pictures. They're there to push themselves and get themselves through it.
True. I want my pictures though, at least of that one.
Worlds.
And I am willing to pay for those pictures, so
I mean, 24 hours worth of pictures for $30 is not a huge deal.
no.
So,
I want those pictures because I'm gonna send them to my bariatric doctor.
and then you
And they
can put
can't
it,
say I'm full of it because it's gonna have the world's toughest, like logo shit on it.
yeah,
So
and then
you can't accuse me of anything.
you can put a watermark on all of them that's just like, so because they didn't have faith.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, I think some of the good days of OCR are kind of getting there. I'm glad I got in towards the end because I've been in since 21, and the changes from 21 to 24 so drastic.
the changes from 19 to 21 were pretty
Yeah.
drastic. And
And
so
see,
2020 made a big, was a big problem. And they've never really bounced back from that. And
yeah,
so all the prices have gone up and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, you see the prices go up like, I hate to call them out, but Savage Race,
yeah,
their prices have gone up and up and up, but their product has stayed the same. They've brought out a few different obstacles, which is
yeah.
more than Spartan's done. Spartan don't even bring out new obstacles, but they
Mm,
brought out a few new obstacles. But I can remember when I paid, $79 for a race and $69 for a blitz. And now
yeah,
it's like $149 and $139, and it's not worth it.
yeah,
The product they are giving for the price that they are asking is just not worth it. There was a year that I ran, 10 syndicates at Savage.
yeah.
I didn't even get one last year. I don't know. Maybe I got, no, I didn't even get one last year.
I've
And
gotten it once.
and I won't get one this year. I'm going to do this one race in September only because my dad wants to do it.
Yeah,
If my dad didn't want to do it, I wouldn't even go up there.
yeah,
But he wants to do it, so I'm going to go and do it. But it's just the price is just so high for what we're getting. It's just not worth it anymore. And it
yeah,
was funny because Tough Mudder used to be the most expensive out of the three big ones, and now it's actually the best value for the money.
yeah. Because I mean, we did have Rugged Maniac, but then it shut down.
Yeah. So that was
Um,
that was always the best bargain, unless Barbarian. We can get it early on for $35. So that is a
and Barbarian doesn't keep it a secret either. They
no,
tell you, get it now. They want it affordable
yep,
for you.
and it's a
And
great deal.
yeah, it's worth this almost 8 hour, 7 hour drive I go through.
Yeah,
It depends on the construction. Every time I go to Barbarian, if I go straight from my house to Gadsden, I go one way, and then when I come home, it's a completely different way. So it's always different. I don't fucking know why.
hmm,
But last time when I came home this past time, it was 7.5 because of some sort of construction or something.
yeah,
It was pretty fairly lengthy.
yeah. So for me, I take back roads from
Yeah.
here to Columbus, and then back roads from Columbus up to Anniston. So we don't really have any issues going, but it's still 4.5 hour drive from here. So
Yeah. But so I thought it was closer.
no, no, because we're basically South Georgia, and then we go into South Alabama, and then travel all the way up North Alabama. So
Yeah.
it's about 4.5 hours, but I mean it's still, I mean it's 3 hours for me for Savage up in Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's not a
Which
not a huge deal. I just don't want to make it more than once a weekend.
yeah. So to go back with toughest, I've been thinking about it with me. Once I put that waist pack on and say I go through whatever I have in that pack, one loop, there is a chance we're gonna have to pull into loop every time.
No, that's
Pull
fine.
and we're going to pull into pit every loop.
That's fine. But I mean, what you'll end up doing is when you pull out the stuff, for whatever you're going to take on that loop, you
Yeah.
get the other stuff and set it aside. So when we go in, all you got to do is grab it, put the next stuff out, and you're good. I mean, it's no big deal.
Yeah. That's why I was thinking to do the Ziploc bags and kind of like pre-pack it.
Yeah.
But I'm having trouble sorting like how many of each, do I need to do like a protein, based Ziploc bag and then do a carb based? Like, how do I want to mix it up? And I don't really know because I've never raised on a full stomach before. So I don't know going in what I'm going to need.
Yeah. I had some more thought than I ever had to give. So, you know me, a monster and a protein bar, and I'm good to go. So,
Yep. This is as close as I'll get to that. But after toughest, it'll set the whole fucking game plan for World. So
yeah.
then at World, I can be a little more like, let's go ham. I got this.
Yep. No, this will be a very good um, setup for Worlds. So,
And that's the other reason I want to keep looping for the entire 12 hours. It's a mini
yeah,
Worlds. I can't prep for 24 if I can't even do 12.
that's it. That's
Yeah,
exactly
so
it.
everything else just going to depend on our bodies. My lower back and your shoulder and arm.
My shoulder's fucked, so I don't really care. It's, it's just, it's torn. There's nothing I can do. So it's like I told the doc, it's a major tear, which means it's more than 50% torn. And I told him, I said, that's all right. I said, hold that thought. I said, because come the third week in November, it'll probably be completely torn. So I said, just keep that in mind. He said, all right. So they've already set up an appointment for the week after Worlds for me to go in and see him. Because we're not going to do anything prior to that. So he's just set me an appointment the week after Worlds, and then we'll
You won't
schedule
permanently
surgery.
you won't permanently damage it, right?
Fuck if I know. I don't guess. Everybody tears a rotator, so you can go in there and fix it. Now he told me my labrum that's also
Yeah.
torn. He said they'll decide whether they actually are going to fix that or not. But
If it's worth, digging that much into it, what that
exactly,
sounds.
that's basically it because it's up under everything.
Yeah.
So he's like, actually, the way he put it was, people at your age, we don't normally fix them.
Damn.
Yeah, he did.
I
he
assume this is a doctor you've had a
he
while, so he can just
actually
he's
no.
up
This is
front.
I did see him originally. I've seen every doctor at this orthopedic place. There's not a single one up there I haven't seen. Um, but yeah, but that is exactly what he told. Actually, was it him or his PA? I don't know. One of the two actually said it last time I was in there. So, but we'll see.
Well,
I don't,
it's okay. The urgent care around here know me real well.
so our urgent care, I only go to the one. We've got like six, um, and I go to the same one every time. So
Well, there's one that has a higher chance to have X-ray techs on staff because they're bigger, and then there's one that's like quick in and out, like when I had that really nasty rope burn from Barbarian, that kind of thing. So yeah, they know me pretty well. Physical therapy people definitely know me really well.
mhm. I know
Second
the
time I've been there for almost a year.
I know the urgent care actually know us better better than they should, because one morning, um, Heather went to CrossFit. I didn't go, and I got a call from them and said, "Hey, you need to come pick her up." Somebody was putting the dumbbells back on the rack, and they
Yeah.
dropped a 25-pound dumbbell on her finger, and it
Holy shit.
exploded.
Ooh.
So yeah. So the doc remembers her because of how bad her finger looked.
Yeah.
And so, and it's funny because Ansley went to that same doc for the same thing. When she was in elementary school, they had a really big door on a milk dispenser, and somebody had opened it up so they could get milk. And this little kid was holding it, and once he got his milk, he just let it go. And that
Yeah.
thing came down and just exploded her entire tip of her finger off. And
Oh, damn.
yeah, it was the school kissed our ass for months.
Hey,
Because they thought we was gonna sue. We're like, we're not those people.
yeah.
We're like, hey, it happens. It was an act, and you know what? That thing's been locked. It's been padlocked from that point on, and only teachers
Hey,
can get into it. So they've made some changes since
yeah.
then. But yeah, she had so both of them have had the tips of their fingers exploded off. Well,
Yeah.
so yeah, we definitely know the urgent care.
That just sounds painful because also in my head, little ADHD brain, I imagine like a finger like exploding. So I'm just like,
That's
oh,
that's basically what it looked like. I mean,
oh.
literally, the entire finger just exploded. So,
Mm.
yep,
That just makes my hand hurt and my
yeah,
thumb that I hurt on the stairs.
yeah. That's why I keep twisted mine because I think about it. But when Riley's gone, when she broke her arm, second day of
Yeah.
school, so yeah, we spend a lot of time with her. I'd normally just go because I can't breathe. I go up there and got to get my breathing treatment. They send me on. So,
Are you bringing your inhaler to Toughest?
yeah, yeah, I will have it.
Okay.
I will
Okay.
have it.
Well,
Hopefully, I won't need it, but I will have it.
hopefully you won't, but through a series of events, found out that an inhaler can help actually to a degree with an iron crash.
Really?
Uh, didn't happen to me, but my grandmother gets them, the same things I do.
Mm.
They had nothing on hand at the time at my mom's to give her. They didn't have any of the peanut butter, none of the tricks and the emergency stuff I tell them to keep around. And so all they had was an inhaler. My mom remembered I said SpO2 dropped. So she just gave it to my grandmother in hopes that would work while they ran, to the store to get something for her. And it worked.
Hmm.
And she went home and she ate and had some peanut butter and everything, and she was fine, but it worked. And figured must something with maybe the SpO2, it just kind of like does like just enough to get you to point A to point B. But I
Well,
was like, huh, that's an
well,
interesting thought.
the whole fact of the inhaler is to get more oxygen in your body. So
Yeah.
it could be. I don't
But
know.
for once, I'm really not really worried about an iron crash. So
Hmm.
I got like one thing of beef jerky, and it was one of those random. I'm standing in checkout at the grocery store, and I just look over and I see beef jerky teriyaki, and I'm like, oh crap, let me just grab that. I need that anyways.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, probably need one more, and we'll probably get one more. But I don't think I need the. I just don't think I need as much as I would usually do.
Yeah, I'll probably go do a little bit of shop because I'm not working Thursday because I got to drive through the night. So I
Yeah.
will probably do some little bit of shopping for jerky for uncrustables, things like that to bring. And
I'll get Uncrustables on Thursday. So I'll get all like the cold perishable shit on Thursday. The
yeah,
freaking ham, the Hawaiian rolls, Uncrustables,
yep.
and jerky. I've gotten really weird about because I have to eat it a ton on course. And I don't like the bag stuff. I like the jerky nuggets you usually find at gas stations. The teriyaki beef stick. Like they're
Oh
like
yeah,
I don't know with my camera. They're like that big, wherever that camera is.
yeah. You were way off. Okay, yeah.
In my defense, it is completely night here, and we have to go to Lowe's tomorrow to get a new light bulb for the outdoor light. So it's literally pitch black.
Oh, are you like sitting on the front porch?
Yep, in
Oh,
my
okay.
egg chair.
I got you.
So like for the longest time, my cat has just been screaming behind us because he wants to come out.
Mm. I'm locked up in
But
my office.
this
Oh,
this is currently my office because I don't have an office. So the egg chair is the office.
that works. That definitely works.
It's
So
it's it's entirely comfortable. I'm curled up in a ball and I'm good.
yeah,
I can't reach my drink, but
mine's empty. Mine's all gone. So
oh no, I still have some in there. I drink slowly.
yeah, yeah. I just actually poured about a half a glass of mead, and was just something while I was sitting up here. But,
Yeah. Well,
all right. But I think we're just about ready for this weekend, or as ready as we're gonna be.
yeah, I just finished my drink. It gave me more liquid courage.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I'm about as ready as I can be.
So,
Couple more odds and ends to pick up. Never yet have not opened that tent yet. It's still in its box from Amazon, so I guess I'm just kind of winging it with the tent.
that's fine.
It should.
They're
I
all the
don't
same.
foresee.
No, they're all
Yeah,
the
I don't
same.
foresee anything missing or broken. Like that was the whole reason to pull it out was to check for any shipping issues with it, but
Nah. If the
it ain't
box,
gonna be. It ain't gonna be a problem.
yeah, if the box looks okay, it'll be all right. So, and I got my cart. I'll be bringing the cart, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring like all my clothes in, my big green bag that I normally bring everything. But then anything I'm going to take to the course for the pits, I'm going to have a big blue Tupperware thing.
Yeah,
It's,
'cause I've got a Tupperware container now.
yeah, so it's probably like a foot and a half deep, and then like 2 foot by a foot and a half, type rectangle. And I'll just put, my frog skins will go in there, and a spare pair of shoes, food, all that kind of stuff. I should be able to fit everything in that one bag or that one
Yeah,
Tupperware thing. So this way I don't
I've
have to
been
carry a whole lot.
thinking. I've been thinking about getting a second container because I know I'll need it for Worlds anyways for my food for toughest. Because some of the food I'm buying isn't for toughest; it's for just like being on the road.
Right.
And I still got to get a couple of more on the road snacks. I'm just like, I might as well get a fucking container.
Yeah. So I don't know. I am not near as prepared that way as I should be. So literally Thursday, I'll get up like I'm going to work. I'll pack everything, get it loaded in the car, and then probably sleep until, 10, 11 o'clock, and then, drive through the night. So,
How far of a drive is it for you?
hell, I don't know. I think it's 6 or 7 hours, I think.
Okay. 'Cause I think
Because,
you said, go ahead.
well, I was trying to think because you were what, 2 hours away from West Virginia?
2.5.
2.5. And I think West Virginia was like a 9 hour drive for me.
Yeah, I think I told you drove 9 hours.
Yeah. So,
I think I'm between 6.5 to 7 from you.
okay. So, yeah, something like that. So,
Um, my plan, because you said your plan was to be here on 6, was to roll out of my house at 6. So my plan was to get up probably around 4:30ish, and then have everything in my car loaded. Actually, I plan on being in my car when you pull up.
okay.
So because you're gonna park in my spot, so
Yeah,
I might as well pull out
I
anyways.
got you.
And then all you gotta do is we'll just throw your shit in my car, and then
Head on.
we're on our way.
Yeah, because for
We got
some reason I
12.
thought it was only 10 miles, or 10 hours.
Because
So,
originally that's what I told you. But see, what had happened was I didn't actually look up the address to where Toughest was. I had heard Chicago,
oh, so
so
you
I
just,
just looked up. I think O'Hare Airport is what I looked up, which
okay.
is 10 hours, 25 minutes from me.
But
I'll look up
Rockford is on past.
12 hours, 25 minutes.
Okay. I mean,
So,
that's still 7 o'clock that evening. So,
well, I always add 2 hours in total to all itineraries for races. And my ETAs are always accurate. So technically looking at about 14 and a half hour day on Friday.
so like 9 o'clock.
Might be.
Okay. I mean, again, we don't have to be at the venue until 4:30 the next afternoon.
I
So
know.
it's
It's
not
just
huge.
yeah, I just hate for one having done the Airbnb thing and usually do the Airbnb thing. I know what it is when you have people there and you're getting in late.
Yeah.
So I hate that for them. And then you also have Joy, who's got to stay awake waiting for me.
Yeah. So,
So that part sucks. But yeah, so we'll be eating all meals on the road
That's fine.
on Friday.
And I mean, honestly, if you do that and we only stop for gas, it may not be 14 hours. We may make it in 12.
Yeah.
So
It
we'll see.
just yeah. Hopefully we could get lucky and hit those gas stations with the restaurants with them, like the Loves and the Wendy's combos, stuff
Yep,
like that.
that'll work.
That's what we did for St. Louis.
Yeah, and it worked fine. Just a quick stop, get gas, get food, move on. So,
And then Saturday on my way to either pick you up or go to Toughest, like straight to the venue, I'm gonna stop at Jersey Mike's. Joy also likes is gonna go with that plan. So if that's what you're wanting, I'll just pick yours up because it's 6 minutes. It's like really on my way to the venue.
yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it. So, but that'll probably work. It'll give us something to eat that evening. So,
Yeah, because I'm learning off of my mistakes at Worlds, and I just pitted at Worlds, and it was because I didn't think to plan to eat while I was on course that additional time. Was it Saturday morning, Friday night, whatever time we got there for the girls' briefing and their hot lap the day before?
yeah, the day before.
And I did not prepare that day for myself at all. I solely focused on them, and so yeah, I'm really preparing ahead of time this time,
Okay. Yep,
which
that's
works in
good.
y'all's favor
It does.
because
Well, it works everybody's. So, yeah,
I
definitely
mean
works.
my shit can sometimes be a pain in the ass to cater to with how I got to eat on the road, but at least if I'm driving it, I'm planning it, I'm prepping it, we're taken care of.
That is true. Yep. We actually learn when you learn. So, and we benefit when you learn. So,
I'm teaching everybody you have to eat. You mother. First of all, you race, you have to eat.
there you go. I
No,
learned that.
no.
I learned that a couple of years ago. So,
Yeah, but the amount of people who tell me I can go ham, I got this, and then on the side of the mountain, yo, bro, you okay? I need food. Said you could go ham. You want a ham sandwich? Yeah.
exactly. So, all right. Well, you got anything to end this conversation with?
We're gonna go fuck shit up in toughest.
There we go. There we go. I like that.
That's all we got.
So, all right. Well, hang on just a second. I'm gonna stop recording and then we'll cut off in a second. So, all right. But thanks. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me tonight and talking.
Yeah, not a
and
problem.
and we will actually hook back up after this weekend's over and discuss what we did and what we accomplished and what hurt and what got broken and whatever. So we'll do that. So we
Yeah,
will.
and hopefully I won't feel like a deer in headlights. Oh crap! I didn't think to prepare for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I was supposed to, I sort of didn't,
No.
and I don't know what to say anymore.
Nope. Yeah, you did good. You did good. So
Thank you.
all right. So thank you again for hanging out with me, and then
Thank you.
we will hit you up on the next one.
All right. Bye.
All
Hon.
right. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the OEN podcast. We hope you enjoyed your time with us. If you have any discussion ideas, feel free to drop us a line. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Spotify at OEN Podcast. Have a great day, and we'll talk at you in the next one.